Well, here we are. It is time for lunges. So on this part of the course, we're going to be doing side lunges, front lunges, and drop lunges. So this is kind of intense. Lunges are intense, but they're wonderful at full body workout. Okay, even though we think that we're focused just on the legs, you're going to feel the difference when you really activate upper body and lower body at the same time versus what you might normally do in a gym with lunges, which is just focusing on the legs. These are like all the moves, full body. Okay, so one of the things that you guys wanted was to see what does the move look like before you actually go teach it. So Tiff and I are going to do just, 2 reps of a side lunge, and then we're going to teach. So here we go. I'm just going to set up. Now, on side lunges, an important part has to do with how you set up. If you set up your side lunge correctly, you're going to get much better benefits, and you're going to feel it completely differently. So this is what setup means. Teresa, in her video, will start like this, where she puts one foot straight ahead, and the other is heel to instep. So I want you to notice heel to instep. And then she'll say step out. Now, here's what I find 90% of us do. We step out and we step back. Okay, we don't know we're doing it, but we step behind us. Meaning, I'm going to get behind here with Tiff. Good. She'll step back. So what you might see is here's her heel, and she's now middle of this heel to middle of heel. Where she wants to be is having this perfect middle of instep to the middle of that heel. That's what we're talking about, okay? And you know what? I said we were going to do a couple, and now here I go off teaching.
Well, let's do a couple.
Let's just do a couple, and then I'll teach it so I can stay consistent. All right, so let's do this one, Tiff. We're going to put this hand over here. This one's here. We're going to tuck under. Ribs are up. Knee starts bent here. This is where the majority of the motion is going to come from, okay? Let's shift into our heels. Nice. Keep the shoulders straight to the front, hips straight to the front, and now elbow is back here. We're going to bend this knee, tuck. This knee is what? Always pressing back. We'll get that into the teaching, and we're going to come straight up. Let's do one more. Take it down, tuck. Press, 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 press that thumb into there and hold right there. Slight bend and squeeze. Good work. Now I'm going to come out of that. That's what the side lunge looks like when you're doing it. So now I'm going to continue to teach those points of perfection. Now, what I love to do, we happen to have this great wood floor here, so we have straight lines. That's so helpful, okay? Because here we can look at the line and just make sure that middle of instep, straight line, middle of the heel. Why? Because then your hip is straight. Otherwise, what's happening is you can't get that hip straight. Now, here's the other part. Let's go ahead and bend this bent knee. You want to start it with the knee over the ankle. See how that is straight. Now, I want you to think about what we're doing in these. These are very much like the pliés in that we're still trying to open up in that hip joint, right? That's what we're doing. So in order to do that, watch this, this is important. The standing knee, you're going to have it straight, but as a great way to set up, when you go down, go ahead and go down a little bit just to here. Here's what most people do. They lose the knee out and the knee rolls in. Now see when the knee rolls in, you've lost that hip alignment, right? So it allows this hip to come in and that hip to go back. Not so much here. You're going to lose all your activation. So on some of the videos, Teresa recommends do a slight bend of this leg. Rotate that knee out to the little toe as much as you can, then re-straighten it, okay? Now it's a lot to do that, but I want you to kind of focus on that. That knee is bent. I'm going to have you bend it a little more. And what's it doing? It's pressing back. I've used so many different words over the years. Out, back, but you're pressing to the little toe. That's the bottom line. Now, with this, it's important to keep your hip straight and your shoulders straight, because here's what people want to do. Here's the path of least resistance. Ready? We're going to go boom and here. okay? This is not it. This is a lot easier, but you feel nothing here, okay? So it's important, shoulders here. You're gonna tuck under as always, pressing both knees back. Now, there are some different hand positions that you can use, and it just depends on the video as to what Teresa's doing. But here's what you do want to you want to focus on activating everything up the spine evenly left to right, okay? Just like it always is. So on this hand, you're going to have it, go ahead and put it right on the hip tip. So remember, it's not up at the waist. I might even drop her a little lower to maybe kind of the tush dimple. And it's important to press the thumb and fingers up. Why? To get the elbow back. See what happened? The shoulder came back. She got a nice activation on the back. Then this hand comes across. Now look, we're all built differently. Some of us are very short torso, large bosomed, right? And we're like this. That's okay. That's where you want to be. You might want to just put your hand kind of right at your center, okay? But you're going to press in there to get the shoulders back. That's what we're doing. If you can go across to wherever you're at your rib, that's even better because you can really activate. So those are some arm positions. You stay there, Tiff. I'm going to do one other one. In, I believe it's Ladybug, we also can use the hands to do a organs in place. So what would you do here? You get yourself in position. You curl over. Let's put the organs in place. I'm going to do that right here just to show you. Poor Tiffy, she's dying.
I'm gonna breathe.
Breathe. So go ahead, you're gonna press in, squish, fingers deep, tuck, wiggle, right? And now your fingertips are pressing in, thumb and fingers up. Now, let's use a little fascia fitness. What does that mean? That means you're gonna press those fingers in, you're gonna pull them down to get the ribs up, and we can do it from here. Now let's go ahead and do a little bit of a knee bend. Go ahead and start going into the move. Good, hold right there. Now I want you to think, tuck, press ribs up, shift into your heels, nice. Ready, lift big toe. Ooh, I know, I'm sorry, Tiff, and here we go. Staying there, now you're gonna straighten this leg. Now as you do, think twist out on both legs. Here's an important piece. When you come here, go ahead and lock the knee back. That is a knee, when you lock your knees back, and you know who you are, I'll call you out. Just kidding. You lock it back, that's when you lose the activation. So you always want to keep a slight bend, okay? But you're still pressing back. Can you do one more? I feel she's just shaking like a leaf. Pressing it back, tuck. Now, here are some things to avoid. Don't lean in, okay? This puts this part of your weight into that knee. It's harmful on the knee. If you find yourself doing this, you can even go away from the knee. If that knee is hurting, tilt away, shift into your heels, back away from putting pressure on that knee. And here we go. Tucking up, 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 up. She keeps a slight bend, beautiful. Squeeze, squeeze that leg, squeeze the tush. Give me one more, I know she's dying. Bring it back down, good. Tuck, 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 tuck. Come all the way on up, right there, squeeze. And shake those legs out, thank you.
That's a hip stretch too. You'll definitely feel that opening up in your hips.
Yes, so side lunges, I have to say, are they're a very difficult move to get, okay? Because it's a place where the body is constantly taking the path of least resistance. You won't even know it. I mean, I have people that have been doing this move forever, and still, when we're in class, I'm like, oh, watch that. And they're like, I didn't even realize, because it's intense. But I think some of the big takeaways are, number one, getting yourself in that proper alignment, which is that instep, same place to the knee, squaring the shoulders, squaring the hips, bending that knee to start. And I'm telling you, here's the other thing that's really interesting. One side will feel different than the other. This side, it feels like it belongs to the alien. It's not my side. And taking this, watch this knee. Okay, so slight bend, turn it out, squeeze it, bring it back, like you'll feel that right here and here. Nice work, and here. So ribs are up, elbow is back. Don't ignore this elbow. I see a lot of people, just because there's so much to think about, right? So we forget this. Press that elbow back. Press your tuck. Here we go. Take it down. Good. Never take that knee past the toes. If you are in the correct alignment with the turnout, you're not going to be able to get there, okay? You're thinking turnout at that hip, okay? If you can even get them to the toes, you're doing well. A lot of people go too wide. You don't want to do that. When you go too wide on these, you lose all this turnout. You're going to get a nice benefit perhaps, but not the one that we're looking for in here. We're sliding on this floor. So if you see the foot moving, that's part of what happens. I always have to look at this straight leg foot again because it will tend, especially on sliding floors, slippery floors, to turn out. You want to make sure that toe stays there. And just last one, take it down again, Tiff. Now right there, I want everybody to stop when you're there. You shift into the heels. You tuck under. You think twist out there. Ready? Ribs up there. Whoa. You do ribs up, you realize how full body it is. All right, press into this heel. Knee out, knee out, knee out, knee out. As you come all the way up and squeeze. Woo, coming out. Bring it out. Those are side lunges. And I think just to save both of us on this one, this is how intense this is. We're going to go on and we're going to do the front lunge, and then we'll do drop in teaching, and then we'll go do them all together so you guys can kind of do it all together and make it more of a workout for you. Okay?